What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel once again. Today we are going to introduce to you guys a brand new product from Gear One. Those guys have definitely been our boys. They've hooked us up for years. They make all of our hubs, brakes. There's a mess in here, but they make all the rear hubs and a whole bunch of other stuff. But what I'm going to introduce to you guys today is their new super boots. Now I know this just looks like some regular old CV boot, but let me tell you what, it is different. The material's different, the flange inside is different, and I'm going to show you guys how different in just a few minutes. This stuff here is for Cleetus's car. These are his existing axles, which are fine, so we're going to reuse them. As you guys can see, I've marked them. Driver's side, this side to the trans, this side to the outer. So you never want to mix up your axles when you take them out. Make sure you always mark them. They do kind of have metal memory in them, so if you put them in the other way, it makes them brittle and they have a tendency of breaking. So what I've got is his old flanges and some brand new Gear One Super CVs. These things are frigging amazing. So these are Gear One CVs. These have been REM polished, cryo treated and race prepped. Look at how freaking perfect these are, guys. These things are absolutely amazing. Chrome moly cages, all REM polished, cryo treated and race prepped and ready to go in the car. You literally just grease these things up, pop them in the car, and I don't think you'll ever have to worry about another CV again. These things are super duper strong. Now I'm going to show you what's new about these super boots. These things are friggin' cool. You know, boot technology has not come a long way in a lot of years. 930 and 934 are actually designations, if you guys don't know, for Porsches. A Porsche 930 is the smaller CV, and then there's Type 2 bus that goes even smaller, Type 1. And then these are 934s. They do make a 935 that's bigger than this, and a few others. But this is kind of the most common for big boy and high horsepower is a 934. So a couple things I want to talk to you about the boots. First of all, they're double stepped here, you know, depending on your axle size, which is cool. So you'll just cut this off if you've got a thicker axle before you slip this over. We've got our part number right here. Gear One 934 overboot. This is their overboot super boot. Oh, and let me show you the Gear One 930 boot for midboard hubs. This is for my car. And again, you see your part number there. You got Gear One 930 overboot. Same technology built into this boot as the 934 boot. I could get into chemical compounds and all, you know, what have you, but they've talked to me a little bit about it, told me, and it's kind of goes in one ear and out the other. I just want to know that the thing works. They spent a lot of time designing this boot. From the actual chemical compound of the rubber to the way the flange is designed. And I know if you look in here and you look at another boot, it's going to look the same. But I can tell you guys, it is definitely not the same. Talking with the guys over at Gear One, when I got these, they slipped them over a flange and I couldn't pull it off. And I'm going to show you guys right now. So here's the boot slipped over the flange, right? Just as it should be. And this is where your clamp goes. You can honestly, you wouldn't want to, but theoretically, you could run this boot without a clamp on it. You can't pull that out of there. Check this out. I am pulling as hard as I can, and that boot will not come off of this flange unless you get inside and release it like that, and then it comes out. So realistically, you could run this without a clamp. You're always going to want to run a clamp on here, but if your clamp ever fails, breaks, or gets loose, it's not going to fling your boot back and you're not going to lose all your grease, which is friggin' awesome. As for what else went into the design of this, I really don't know. I'm going to grab another 934 boot and hold it up next to this one and take a look. So this is a spare 934 boot that I had laying around. So here's your run-of-the-mill 934 boot, MP, or I don't know who makes this one. Definitely see there's a little bit of a height difference there. I can feel a difference in the material. This is way more pliable. And with a CV boot, you kind of want it to be pliable. This thing's going to move an awful lot down here. Let And I also want to talk about clamp versus no clamp. We work on a lot of cars at Glamis Fab that come in and guys are running clamps on this end of the CV boot. To me, that is a big no-no. I know if grease starts to fling out of this hole, then your boot is worn out. You want a really tight fit around the axle through here. As you can see, somebody's opened this one up. This was just a spare I had laying around. You don't want to open these up too far to slip it over the axle. You want a really tight fit there, but you do not want to clamp this down around the axle. You want this CV boot, let me show you guys, to move back and forth like this on the axle. As the suspension's traveling and it's going up and down and up and down, you want this to move back and forth. If you don't, a lot of these CV boots are not UV rated, and your car's gonna sit out in the sun, or if you leave it outside, they dry out and they crack. And then when this can't move, it rips the boots right in between here. And then you lose all your grease, sand gets in there, you destroy a CV, and then you're left coming to Glamis Fab and paying all kinds of money to get new CVs, new boots, a full CV service. And that's not really what you want to do. I mean, we love it when you guys come in, but I think these boots are going to save a lot of that. I just want to send a special shout out to Parker and the boys over at Gear One for hooking us up with the boots for Cleets' car. Those things are going to come in clutch. And also for hooking me up with the boots for my car as well. When I took Cleets CVs apart, I found metal flanges inside here with a piece of rubber. And what that piece of rubber was doing was filling up this gap and holding all the CV grease inside the CV. Friggin' genius idea. So when I went over to Gear One to pick up the boots, I was talking to Parker about these flanges and where to get new rubber for the flanges. We don't sell this stuff, or we don't ever put this stuff in. I've just never done it before. I knew they existed, but it also looks like somebody may have just drilled these. The parts that were in here kind of looked homemade. And then when I was talking to Parker, he was like, oh, you mean the grease savers? We use leather ones, which are way better than plastic. So what you want to do, so let's say your CV's packed full of grease. You got your flange over it, right? And you're just getting ready to slip it over the axle. So what you're going to want to do is take your leather boot or your leather CV saver. You sit it right over there, and there's a metal flange that goes over the top of this. And then that bolts that down, and it keeps all the grease inside there and still allows you, it's leather, so it's going to move, right? So it still allows the axle to travel back and forth. Like I said, I don't ever run them. I've never had the need to run them. And so we are going to go ahead and get Cleets' car moved back into the shop. I pulled it out earlier because I was mopping the floor. And we are going to go ahead and get these things installed. But before we do that, I'm going to show you guys a set of Gear One Super CVs that were on my car before I tore it apart. I put those CVs on my car right before I did Rocky Mountain Race Week in my sand car. That was 3 years ago. So I have Rocky Mountain Race Week, like 1,000 street miles on that thing, and 3 hard dune seasons on a set of Gear One Super CVs. I never serviced them. I never took them apart. They never made noise. I'm going to go ahead and get those taken apart. I want to show you guys. I'm going to clean them. I'm going to show you what 1,000 miles and 3 seasons of hard duning does to Gear One Super CVs. I've got some old E85 here that I keep as kind of a solvent for cleaning stuff. I'm going to go ahead and dump that in. So guys, I have literally, straight up honestly, not seen these CVs since the day I put them in. So here they are bagged up as they were when I took them out of my car, when we disassembled it. And you guys are going to see this in real time, exactly how I am. And this, I'm going to show you how great these CVs really are. So I'm going to slide this over and slide this back. My workbench is going to get greasy, but that's okay. So first thing I'm going to do is remove this clip. See if I can do it with my thumb. Nope. Let me reach over here and grab this. Oh, the back came out first. Oh, that's okay. Either way, I got it out. Go ahead and throw that in there for good measure. Throw those hose clamps in there because I can reuse those. It's for something. Now this is where it gets a little tricky because the end of the axles get a little mushroomed out. So I'm going to go down like this. All right, I've got to get a hammer and hammer this out. Give me just a second. All right, rather than beat it out, I just took the other side off. So I'm going to slip everything off this way. So as you guys can see, this thing is still fully greased, ready to go. I'm going to stick it in here and clean it. And like I said, we're going to both see this in real time. Again, I have not seen these CVs in 3 years. So just wash this a little more. I can already tell you guys, just from feeling them, I don't feel any sharp edges on the cages, no beating on them at all. Come on, there we go. Well, Parker, we're about to find out, buddy. I know you already know, but you've had other guys do this. My fans haven't seen it, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull the gloves. Throw these in the trash can behind you. Oh, there's another rag on the trash can. Perfect. All right, guys, first thing I'm gonna do is pull the star out and clean it. Dude, I don't know what to say. Look at that, guys. There's some just color differences, but I can't feel anything with my fingernails. There's no ball grooves in there. This star, I would put this right back in the car. Not even think twice about it. Well, so far the star's perfect, you guys. Let's grab the chromoly cage, clean that, and have a look at that as well. Super cage. Get it cleaned up. And again, I know I've said it twice already. I'm repeating myself. This is all in real time. I wanted to show you guys just exactly as how it happens. Guys, these are the same CVs that we sell at Glamis Fab. These are the only CVs we sell at Glamis Fab, unless we're completely out of stock, and we may have some empties laying around, but look at that, guys. This super cage looks brand new. There's a little bit of outer wear here, but just some discoloration. No heat in it at all. That is a 3-year... Oh, I saw a line there. I thought it was a crack. Nope. Just a line in the grease. Look at the inside, guys. No chamfering inside. Like normally you'll see these beat up from the balls inside there and they're all sharp like they would cut your finger. That's when I would throw this away. And this thing looks brand new also. Again, I would put this super cage right back in the car. This thing is in perfect condition. I am blown away. Okay, so look, let me show you guys here. So there is a little bit of wear right here at the top edge. You guys can see that. That's normal wear and tear. And I would, again, I'd put this right back in the car. It's not to the point where it's sharp or cut. You always want to feel in here for sharpness. If you feel it sharp like a razor inside there, you know that the ball's been beating against there and it's mushrooming in the steel out. But I can rub my finger in here and it's smooth everywhere. So again, perfectly good super cage. I'd put that right back in the car. Again, this is after me driving my car in the dunes for 3 years, and I do not drive easy. I drive my car pretty hard. Check it out. Normal wear and tear in here. No pitting. And this wear and tear is probably from me not changing my grease after a year or after 1,000+ miles. So again, normal wear and tear, totally nothing wrong with this CV. I'll put it right back in the car. So guys, the second one, same condition as the first one. Totally reusable, ready to go back in the car. I'm actually gonna be using 2 of these to go back in my car because I did upgrade to midboard hubs, but I did stay in 930 CVs. We will see how that goes. I mean, I don't clutch drop my car a whole lot. I try not to, but my arms are set up. I can change these to 934 hubs. It's just changing the hub, and I can change these flanges. I have a set of 934 flanges for this transmission. It actually came with 934 flanges, and I changed them to 930s. So, yeah, I wanted a weak link somewhere. I didn't want the weak link to be my transmission, so I'd rather it be a CV because that's a lot cheaper than rebuilding a transmission. All right, well, we're gonna get Cleets' car moved back into the shop. I pushed it out earlier to clean the floor, and we're gonna go ahead and start getting his 934 Super CVs installed. Okay guys, while I got my boots cut, I got them slid over the axles. I'm gonna go ahead and I got my flange on there. I'm gonna drop my other flange on and drop my other CV on, put the clip in, and grease this thing up, and it'll be ready to go back in the car. Guys, when you're loading CVs onto the axle, a lot of times these are not gonna fit right on. They're not just gonna slip. They're gonna take a little bit of persuasion. You need to tap them down before you put your snap ring on. You do not, and I repeat again, do not want to take a grinder and open up the grooves at all. Tap the star down onto the splines. Do not cut these grooves bigger. Don't say you weren't warned. The other thing, we don't clock these. I don't clock this CV in line with that CV. Never have, never will. It doesn't make a difference. I don't care what anybody says. CVs and stuff is what we do for a living, and it does not make a difference. All right, I've got the axle bolted back in. I've got all the axle bolts tightened up. A little bit of grease on the trans there. I'm gonna clean up. As you guys can see, there's plenty in there. Plenty in there. Move the axle back and forth. You're gonna see it moving back and forth with it. So now we're gonna go ahead and get that leather boot flange screwed up in there, and then we will get these brand new Gear 1 boots put on. I can't wait to tighten these things up. Got this side finished up, guys, and these things bolted on and slipped right on the flanges like nothing. It was so simple, so easy. The boots didn't slip off the flanges like they normally do. That's a big problem we have, is when you get any kind of grease under here, the normal boots would just roll off the flanges, and these ones don't. As soon as you tighten up the hose clamp, it usually pushes right off the flange. These ones are tight and good to frickin' go. I am stoked. These Gear 1 Super CVs and Gear 1 Super boots are definitely the way to go. Guys, I know I said I was gonna show you what Cleetus' existing CVs looked like. So these are just straight up empty 934s. These have been serviced in the 2 years he's had the car. I've serviced these CVs 4 times. I've changed the grease 4 times, cleaned them, inspected them. Check it out. These things are just absolutely obliterated, destroyed. These are garbage. I wouldn't even use this CV as a get me back. Look at the pitting. So these right here, we're getting ready to just blow off the ends and break. Super cage, chrome ollie, definitely has signs of getting hot. Again, these things had plenty, and I mean plenty of grease in them. Here's this other axle sitting down here. I had to bag it up. There's so much grease in it. Servicing CVs, I always clean. I check all the threads on the trans and on the hub side, and grease the cups. Make sure you put grease in those cups. Kind of acts as a cushion barrier, so when the axle plunges in, it doesn't slam against the stub axle but it acts kind of as a cushion, and also it'll push grease into the CV when the axle plunges that way. All right, guys, well, I got it all finished up. Brand new Super CVs installed, Super boots installed. Huge shout out to Parker and the guys over at Gear One for hooking us up with all the stuff for Cleets' car, for my car, and always taking care of us at Glamis Fab. If you guys need any Gear One product for your cars, click the link in the description below. Hit up Parker, hit up the guys at Gear One. They will definitely take care of you. Again, thank you guys so much. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you give us a like and a subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next video.